Hey, I can't feel my face when I'm with you, but I like it. And this is what I've done since Season 1 started in Midnight. My warrior got a bunch of gear. He jumped up to an item level of 272.1, which is mostly heroic gear except my gloves, which are still veteran. Yikes. I have a mythic weapon, plus a crafted weapon and crafted bracers, and overall I'm quite happy with the item level I'm up to. As long as I keep doing keys, I imagine I'll probably be mostly, if not at least halfway, mythic geared out by the end of the season, depending on how many I do. And actually, speaking of Mythic Plus, I've been having a really good time doing those. I am enjoying running dungeons. The longest I did was like 3 hours, I think, and it was fun. My Mythic Plus rating at the moment is 2586, and on the first day that Mythic Plus unlocked, I was able to get a 2K rating, which I've never done before on the first day, and I was very happy and excited about that. Because my main goals, just like they were in War Within, are to get 2K each season and to get all the portals unlocked, and having one of those goals unlocked on day 1 was awesome. So far, I've done 3 11s, 3 10s, and I'm just missing a 10 for Seat of the Triumvirate and Skyreach, so I'm hoping to get those sometime in the next few weeks. The hardest part is just getting a group, because I'm a Fury Warrior, so there's a lot of DPS queue waiting simulator. I would love to go for that 3K rating mount, because it looks really, really cool, but I just don't know if I have the patience to sit in queues all day, so if anything, I might hope to get invited to some guild groups as they happen, but usually those are earlier on in the week, and you gotta be quick to get in them, so we'll see. From there, let's quickly talk about delves. I've done every delve at a tier 11 as both a DPS and tank. For the tank achievement, I just did the entire dungeon as DPS on my warrior, and then for the last boss, just switched to prot. Kept all the same gear, just put on a sword and shield I got from delves, just put my loot specialization to prot for a couple things and got those items. Overall, 11s were a lot easier than they were in the War Within, especially early on in the expansion, which I am a big fan of. I hated the way they scaled in War Within. Tanking is also as easy as everyone says it is. The worst part about the last boss as a tank is just how long it takes. I am leveling my shaman, who's 82 right now, and once he gets to 90, I'm hoping I have enough gear just from warband stuff to get him starting into delves and ideally getting into tier 11s quickly to do the healing achievement for that as well. When my warrior was at 241 item level and I had a level 16 Valera, I jumped into the seasonal delve boss and I one-shot that as Fury. That was pretty easy. Overall, I liked it. I think I like it less than Xavius, but overall, mechanically, it was good. I did the double question mark difficulty a few times, but I had some issues with the second wave of ads, and so I ended up just switching to prot and I one-shot it. Again, it was way easier. It took about 12 minutes, I think. As long as I didn't stand in anything bad, I never really worried about dying at all. Even when the ads were up for probably a couple minutes at a time, no issues whatsoever. And when I did that, I was an item level of 270 and a level 37 Valera. So now moving forward, I'm probably just going to run 4 bountiful delves per week for the myth crests, and then from there, probably just run tier 8s, I guess, to try to get Valera to max level. And then once she's max level, I'm probably not going to run any more delves until Season 2, because I don't want to burn myself out as much as I did in the War Within, but just running tier 1s to make sure I was using all my keys. Another source of gear has been raids. I'm once again in a mythic progression guild, but I'm not a raider, I'm just a friends and family member. When the main raiders don't need gear, the friends and family can roll on it, so I've been able to get some upgrades that way, which has been really nice. So far, I've been in on all 7 bosses in Voidspire on Heroic, so I was able to get ahead of the curve there. I got ahead of the curve on Chimeras Heroic, and we've only done the first boss on Heroic March of Keldanis. Overall though, I think Voidspire looks cool. I'm not really a big fan of the fights actually. I think the first boss is kind of cool and Salad Bar is engaging enough, but the rest of them just don't really do anything for me. The last boss, especially in Voidspire, I really dislike. It just feels longer than it is. And that second phase with the ad just feels like it's just never ending. That thing has so much health. Chimeras is uneventful. It's fine for a 1-boss raid, I guess. And then for the first boss in March of Keldanis, I've only done once, so I don't really have many thoughts about it. It looks cool. Outside of my warrior, I leveled up my hunter to level 90, and the scaling there was much more challenging. By the time I got to around level 87, I had to pull 1 mob at a time when I was questing and pop all of my cooldowns. It was just brutal, and I did not enjoy that. I don't know what that's about, but I'm really not looking forward to leveling other alts. I kind of am just hoping time walking is coming back more often, because I'd prefer just to level that way, and then I don't have to worry about world scaling with quests and all that. Once I did get him to 90 though, I immediately jumped into some PvP. I've been focusing on PvP as I did with him in the War Within. My primary focus with him has been trying to get all the achievements in Slayer's Rise, because there's a few of those that, once this expansion is over, are going to be much more difficult to get, like for example, killing 500 people in the area. But the Hunter has like a third of his gear as Conquest, some blood token stuff, and then everything else is Honor, which that whole system really annoys me, because Why can PvEers go into a raid or Mythic Plus and get fully decked out in all the best gear in 1 or 2 days, but PvPers can only get up to 800 conquests per day, and it's like 3 months before you can get fully geared? That makes no sense to me, and it's so frustrating, especially because, like, depending on how much conquest you get per week and how much you spend, the 1 week I had like 50 conquests left, and then the next week came, and so I got my 800 conquests, so I had 850 conquests, so I can buy 1 piece of gear. That just isn't rewarding at all. That sucks. I hate that they do that, and there's no other way to get gear, good gear anyway. But with the gear I am able to get, overall, I have been enjoying playing Hunter, especially when I pop all my cooldowns. I can almost any class obliterate in a couple hits, but if I don't get them in that short cooldown window, I'm boned. In addition to the Slayer's Rise area, I've been also doing the Slayer's Rise Battleground, the new one. Overall, I like it. I think it's kind of fun. It's relatively short. I think the worst part is just that it's not really explained how it works. So even though I understand it better now, I still don't fully know everything about the Battleground, which I think is just silly that Blizzard doesn't have anything at all about how this new 40 versus 40 Battleground works, because it's like a combination of Eye of the Storm and All Track Valley. But I've been specifically queuing for that. The only achievement I have left is to win 100 times. I'm about 60 off of that. Another system I've been chipping away at is the Prey system, and overall, I think it's a little bit tedious. Nightmare is mostly annoying, specifically the requirement to constantly kill something. It's nice to have something extra to do alongside my world quests, but I usually finish all of the zone world quests before I'm done the Prey hunt. So when I'm doing the other 2 Preys in that zone, I'm mostly just farming traps. I think the idea is good, it's just the execution could use some work. And with the system we have now, like I said, it's tedious and not the most engaging. I don't really need anything from these except achievements anymore and the currency to buy stuff from the vendor. And I've still got a surprisingly large amount of Prey targets left to defeat, so I think I'm going to be doing Prey for probably a few more months, which is just unfortunate. Going into achievements, over the last month, I was able to get 1,410 more points. So not only did I cross 50,000, but I also crossed 51,000. I'm ending the month of April at 51,180 achievement points. I said how I thought getting to 51k was going to be pretty quick just because of how many new achievements there were. I still think getting to 52k is going to be quick, definitely slower than it has been so far. But I think anything past 52k will be the hard part, getting to 55k. I won't go over every single achievement that I got because that'd be a lot, but I'll touch on a few, starting with the To the Rescue achievement. This is to defend 50 flags in Arathi Basin. I had like 8 more defenses left and I was doing the bot game thing. I was just defending Lumbermill and a rogue came to cap it, then I capped it back as he watched me, then I let him recap it, and we just go through that for 8 caps. It was actually quite funny. In another bot game, I was able to get the Minecart Courier achievement. This is to cap a cart in Silver Shard along all 5 tracks. It took like 5 attempts, but I'm so glad I finally got that because I thought I would never get this achievement. I got the achievements to cook 100 things and to fish up 100 things while on a nightmare hunt. These ones I made more annoying for myself because I didn't realize the best way to do this is to finish the hunt up until where you need to kill the last boss. And then I should have done it because then I wouldn't have to deal with the kill something within 30 seconds, the random spawn of the boss. I would just have the puddles and the thing that fixates you every once in a while. So if you're working on those, definitely do that. I got the achievement to complete 5 Preys in War Mode, the achievement to open 25 War Crates. I got Light Up the Night, which is to complete all these zone achievements, which I'm assuming is the Season 1 meta achievement, which is by far the easiest one we've had so far. I got Midnight Diplomat, which is to get Renown 20 with all the Midnight reps. The only ones I'm missing now rep-wise are the 4 factions in Eversong Woods that you have to do dailies for. I went back to the War Within and killed every boss on Mythic, so I've wiped out all those achievements. And then I also have a couple of old Glory of the Raider achievements that I don't have yet, so I'm trying to go back and see what I can solo. I did most of Vault of the Incarnates and part of Avarice, but I need to get a group for a few of the achievements there. Achievement-wise, outside of trying to get as many points as I can, I would really like to focus on PvP achievements this expansion. In the War Within, I hated how my pet battles progress bar on the dashboard just was so small. And now PvP is the next smallest thing, and it sucks too because I used to have a pretty good progress bar on PvP, but now I don't. But that is right now where I want to focus a lot of my time and where I'm actually enjoying myself. Like, I've always enjoyed PvP, but especially on my Hunter, it's just so much fun. So once I get 100 wins in Slayer's Rise, I'll start focusing on some of the other battlegrounds. I got a bunch of mounts this month as well, but I'm not going to go over all of them, just some of the ones that look nice. There's the Blessed Amani Burrower for 6,400 abundance. The Amani Sunfeather for 6,400 abundance. The Hexed Vile Feather Eagle for 1,000 Vile Essence. I tried to farm about 100 essence a day, which makes this take longer, but it's much less tedious of a grind. For 2000 Remnant of Anguish at Prey rank 5, I got the Prey Seeker's Hubris. This is a really cool looking mount. I like this one a lot. The Vicious Snapvine is from the Trading Post, and it reminds me of the plant dude from the Harley Quinn cartoon. The Emerald Hawkstrider is from the campaign, and it looks really cool. The Cerulean Spore Glider I got at Renown 19 with Herondar. It cost 8,000 Voidlight Marl. It looks pretty sweet. I like the model and the colors, and the mount special is pretty nice too. For 10,000 Undercoin, I got the Elven Arcane Guardian. It's pretty cool. It reminds me of the trash from the Tempest Keep dungeons. For doing the Delve boss solo on double question mark difficulty, I got the Arcanovoid Construct. This looks even cooler than the last mount, and I love the Void Shoulders. Then lastly, I got the Brilliant Petal Wing, which is for the Light Up the Night achievement. I love the special ability, the way it just jumps up and attacks a fish to eat it. But let me know what you've got going on, what you did over the last month since we last spoke. What are you up to now in game? What do you like about Midnight? What do you not like about Midnight? What did you think about the Race to World First? What do you think about the raid, the dungeons, anything and everything? Let me know what's going on, whether it's in WoW or outside of it in your life. If you like this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up because it does help me out. And if you want to watch something else, you can watch the video celebrating 18 years of my warrior existing. This past February was actually year 19. So in that video, I go over some fun memories and take a trip down memory lane. Thanks for watching. I love you lots. I'll talk at you soon. Have a fantastic day. Bye.